Yes, yes, yes. Hasani here.
Asha.
How y'all doing? So this really is it's really short off the cuff conversation.
Yeah.
As we're approaching Halloween, so we're talking about fears, right? What's getting us all afraid and scared? Do you wanna share some thoughts?
Yeah, as we were saying, like in Halloween we wear this spooky costume, and most of them are like just more funny than scary.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to the meaning of that. Like, why would we wear these kind of costumes? And I think the idea is to get comfortable with our fears. But honestly, I'm not scared about zombies. What I'm mostly scared about what's really happening to my life. I'm more scared about what's gonna happen tomorrow if I'm not showing up. And for some people, probably you that are watching, if you're still in Europe, if you're still in this setting or of Corona, of lockdowns, aren't you scared of that going out further into your life? Imagine if in 5 years there is still lockdowns, there's still this kind of atmosphere of fear that has been brought with the situation right now. Or maybe would you like to think about the solutions of how you can break out of it and how you can create a life that will be fulfilling and based on freedom?
Yeah, I think as we're approaching another set of lockdowns and more of that whole thing into winter in Europe and in many parts of the world, many people are coming to us and asking, hey, like, how do we design our future?
Yeah.
Our way out of the situation, being forced in and out of lockdown. So that's one fear, right? Is fear of being trapped and caught in another set of lockdowns.
Yeah.
Another fear that we often kind of hear and comes up quite frequently with people is really a fear of being in the same situation in a year from now and nothing having changed.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And the biggest fear, I mean, it's more like an unknown, is how do I start? What do I do to get out of that? And the people I'm talking with, they're like, yeah, I want to go join you in Bali there, but I need to find a job. And I was like, why do you need to find a job somewhere? Why don't you create your own job, where you are free for real? Because like the lockdown is showing you what would be to be living in a prison.
Yeah.
And to the extent the opposite of that is creating your freedom. And somehow job you have right now maybe is giving you some safety, but it's also taking away your time and your freedom for some money, and that's where we want to help you and bring you that solution of we've done the work, we've been on that path.
That journey.
Yeah, that journey. And
They're still going, right? It's still
always,
ongoing
of course.
Yeah. I think also a fear that comes to mind, for example, is say a fear of letting go. Like what happens when you let go of the reality that you've created for yourself, the comforts that you've created for yourself. What happens when you let go of that? And I was on the phone call actually in the week with a client, and we're speaking about the fear of moving away from the city, the town that they created their life in, right? And I think really with that, it's about knowing that there's so much more that awaits, and nothing ever really is lost. It's really just an exchange process, and everything is temporary.
Yeah.
Everything's going through change, and I think that this fear of letting go or losing something that you created isn't really a fear of letting go of losing something. It's a fear of the unknown, right? Yeah. So just recognizing that we're in this constant cycle of exchange and movement, and things are just moving and changing all the time. So no fear.
The idea here is about to become a creator of your life, where you're not scared about what's going to happen tomorrow, because you don't have to receive it. You can create it from your own self. When you know yourself, when you know what you need, and you know how to make it, you have this abundance coming. Abundance is not about having. Abundance is about producing. A tree is not scared about not producing fruits. It's gonna produce fruits every year. So it's the same with you. If you learn how to be free by yourself, nothing's gonna scare you, because you will be able to come up with the next solution, and the fears that you're gonna have, they're gonna become challenges. And that's I think the key lessons of Halloween, is to understand that a fear is pointing out something that maybe we're not ready for. Maybe I'm not ready to make that jump, and maybe I need to learn something else in order to transform that fear into a challenge that's gonna make me feel like I'm doing something for real.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think to be able to work with fear, to be able to move into it, is really just this aliveness that a lot of people could be missing from their life. And we can create comfort, and that's great, but to be able to move into fear and to grow, and then recognize that actually fear is just the limitation, the edge of our comfort zone. So what does it look like to move past that into something else?
I like how you say that the fear is the edge of the comfort zone, and it's like I never thought about that image, and it's like it makes super sense to me right now. Like the comfort zone is the known, and the unknown is what we create. Because actually, the beautiful thing with the unknown is that it doesn't exist, and you can create whatever you want from it. So when you understand, when you learn that you are the one in the control of the unknown, you become a creator. You become empowered by knowing that I'm gonna know what I'm gonna create. I'm gonna transform the unknown into known. I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone and see that there is nothing. There is a space for me to build something.
Yeah, exactly. And really, this moving into the unknown is where the magic happens, the magic of life. And when a person's life is stationary and there's no change, no magic is taking place, right? But really, in that process of movement, in that motion, is when you really can feel the magic that takes place. I'm sure you've had many magical experiences in your journey.
Oh yeah.
I know I have in mine, and it's an ongoing
journey. Yeah, because the more you move forward, the more you get to that point of, oh, I've done that. Like a few years ago, it felt so scary, and now I'm here. And then by looking back, you're so proud of yourself, and you feel empowered by your own actions. You know, because before I was just watching motivational videos on social media. I'm like, oh, this guy did that, and I felt like, wow. And now I'm like motivating myself with my own growth.
Yes.
And I'm looking where I want to be, and I'm giving getting my own motivation from myself, saying like, that's where I want to be, and who should I become to get there, and that's so beautiful, because like really becoming the architect of my life, and creating a path that is fulfilling and that is new every day. Even though I'm making the same, like I might be doing the same thing. The change of my mindset is allowing me to see new things. It's like when you read a book for the second time or third time, you're gonna find new things in that book because your mindset has changed and your focus is on two different things.
Yeah, I just think ultimately is that when we allow ourselves to invite the unknown, that's when we really feel most alive.
Yeah.
And this kind of program that we're creating, Make It Your Own Way, is really about finding those people that are truly excited about life, that need that extra bit of help to get over the line, to create something, to build their business, their idea, whatever it's going to be, to then be able to move out into the wild and leave maybe a life they had before behind and find new friends and new connections and new growth and new ideas. It's quite a journey, it's quite a lot, right? So we're really looking to find those people, to support those people on to first support themselves, and then what we can then do to actually help them to go further.
To give them what they're missing, because we have a certain amount of time in our days, and even though it's beautiful to explore everything, you lose sometimes time into areas where you shouldn't put your energy, where someone can just do it for you and bring you the solution already made, and you're just gonna apply it, and your life it's so easier afterwards.
Saving time as well, and energy and mistakes and everything. So we're approaching 10 minutes. Any last thoughts?
No, I think that everyone who here watching this video who is in this decision time, or I'm gonna change my life and I'm going forwards, well, you can reach out to us, because we're here to support you, help you, and give you the solutions that we found the most useful for yourself, but also to give you that reflection, to give you that feedback on what you're doing, and say there is a better way, there is a different way, and help you to create your own way to manage your life.
Amazing, thank you, Asha.
Thank you, Ed.